Yo, what is up, guys? Here are 5 things to do right now in the War Within pre-patch. I am live over at twitch.tv/grapespire every single day at 7 p.m. Come check me out. Let's get started. All right, so the first thing that everyone's going to be telling you with the new warband being implemented is going to be collecting transmog appearances. Now, older transmog appearances have become so much easier to collect. I was originally running the raids right after the patch was released with warbands, and was getting anywhere from, maybe 15 to 20 different transmog appearances per run. There are tons that I was getting that I had not had yet on certain characters, or was maybe getting lucky on that character when I wasn't getting lucky on the other characters. So you can collect all these different stats and then go over and view all of the different weapon appearances and see which ones you like and go for them. I'll even go to the auction house and, click on either weapons or armor and then filter out the collected appearances and just do the uncollected appearances only. And there are a vast amount of weapons I still do not have, just the appearances too. It's relatively cheap to buy these just straight off the auction house and then learn the appearance. And it's something that you can do to collect, again, as many appearances as you possibly can. And again, you just simply buy the appearance you want, go to the mailbox and learn it. The only problem is it won't go away on the uncollected tab until you have learned it. So make sure you don't buy duplicates because they might be hard to sell in the long run. The second thing on this list is, of course, going to be clearing out your bags and clearing out your bank. Who could have guessed this one? It's a classic one, especially now with our warband bank being implemented. I've gone and filled up about a tab and a half of my own warband bank, and I need to go and clear out a ton of this. It's something that you can do, again, while you have the time, because it's not something you want to do or be spending your time on while the War Within is released and in full swing. If you have different appearances or different things in your bank, go ahead and just clear them out or learn them on other characters. And if you're not too worried about it, just clear them out and get them later. I even go back and check out all of my different characters and log on to them to check their inventories and then deposit warband materials into the bank, or just take all of their gold and combine it and throw it into the bank. I have so many characters on this list, and I'm just trying to get rid of everything in their bags and just throwing it into one big old bank like they've given us. Thank you, WoW, for that one. Staying on the character selection screen, we are going to talk about number 3, which is picking our main character. Now, there are so many characters that we could choose from, obviously, plenty of classes to choose from, but we can only play one at a time. So going into the War Within, make sure you choose just one character to take into Kaz Algar, and after your first character, you can make as many as you want. But that first day, you're going to want to get into the game. You're going to want to make sure you have a locked down main character to play, at least for the first leveling experience. And then anything after that, play whatever you want and make any other characters your heart desires. There is an XP bonus for every character you get to level 80, so it will be eventually beneficial to make at least 5 characters to get the max buff of 25% XP gain. But until then, pick one character, stick with it, and have a great time doing that. The fourth thing on this list that I've created is going to the training dummies. This is something that I don't do too often, but I wish I did more of. Just testing out my rotation and making sure I'm clicking the buttons in the correct order to get the best damage that I possibly can as a DPS. It's something that you could also do as a healer, something you can also do as a tank, and even testing DPS out on those classes too, not just tanking and not just healing. Especially with the new changes of talents in the War Within. We've just got our last change before the War Within launches, and it's going to be good to test these talents out to see what your rotation is, if it's changed ever since the last time you've played, and see what you can do to do better at. You can even test out some different talents. Again, we have tons of different talents. The talent trees have changed since Dragonflight Season 1, or really just in Dragonflight in general, and see what you can do to get better at playing the game. And last but not least, I have on this list hitting up beta if you've got it, or just simply going online and looking up the different zones, the different maps, and seeing what you have in the War Within. What I mean by that is, if you're on beta, go around, simply fly around the zones, maybe even map out a pathway that you want to go. Or you can wait to be surprised by the release of the War Within itself. I'm one of those guys that likes to get in a head start to my leveling experience and figure out the most optimal path possible. What I've noticed is that within each zone, there are a bunch of delves, there are a bunch of dungeons, as per usual, but the delves are a little different. And you can just see that through looking at the map and kind of pathing out the different delves, again, the different quests, and whatever would be most optimal for you. Again, if you're on beta, you can fly around and test out the professions too, and test out the different gathering professions, seeing where the different nodes are. And again, just viewing the beautiful zone that we're going to be in for the next about a year and a half, right? It's a cool zone. I've enjoyed my time on beta, and will continue to play a little bit of beta here and there before the game launches. But just enough so that I'm not 100% spoiled, but do have a nice plan going into the War Within. All right, guys, and that is it. That is my 5 things list that you can do right now in the pre-patch, getting ready for the War Within. I'm getting super hyped. I hope you guys are too. Post in the comments what you guys are doing. If you guys have any different things that you have been doing getting ready for the War Within, if you've been playing other games, simply sitting around on the couch, going to work, coming home, and rinse and repeating, if that's the case, then so be it. But I'm super hyped, again, trying to do anything and everything that I can to stay active in WoW without getting bored of the game. But in the end, I'm just excited for a new expansion. I'm sure you guys are too. Thanks again for watching, guys. Hope you have a great day. Deuces!